Russia's veto against a United Nations Security Council resolution on Wednesday that would have set up an international tribunal to prosecute those suspected of downing Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 over eastern Ukraine last year is drawing global outrage, with Britain's David Cameron saying Russia must not be allowed to block the process of justice. Flight MH17 was shot down with 298 passengers on board, two-thirds of them Dutch. It crashed in Ukrainian territory held by Russian-backed forces.
It is inconceivable that the Security Council would now walk away from holding to account those who brought down a commercial aeroplane. The veto only compounds the atrocity. Mr. President, only one hand was raised in opposition. Today, one member has prevented the Council fulfilling its commitment to the friends and families of the victims of MH17 and to the international community. Those responsible may believe that they can now hide behind the Russian Federation veto. They will not be allowed to evade justice.
Ukraine's Foreign Minister Pavlo Klimkin said the only explanation for the veto by Russia is their support for militants in eastern Ukraine, rejecting claims made by Russia that political purposes were behind the resolution to a vote.
It's about individual criminal responsibility of the murderers, and it's not about politics. That's why it's particularly disappointing that one country, exactly Russia, still mix those two completely separate issues: its responsibility for aggression against Ukraine and continuous support of terrorism on the one hand, and individual responsibility of the perpetrators of the MH17 tragedy on the other. There is no other explanation for today's Russian veto.
Dutch Foreign Minister Bert Koenders said the case had been made for a prosecution mechanism that transcended politics.
And I express my deep, deep disappointment that Russia has used its veto to stop the Council from actively ensuring that justice is served. My thoughts go out to the families of the victims who had placed their hope on the resolve of this Council by setting up this tribunal. We listened carefully to the arguments and concerns Russia voiced. We engaged and also answered all. I find it incomprehensible that a member of the Security Council obstructs justice in a tragedy that has affected so many. Impunity will give a very dangerous signal and will threaten the safety of civil aviation, the safety of all of us, the safety of you.
Final report on the cause of the crash is due in October from the Dutch Safety Board.